Oh, wow. I look really good. I should probably post a story right now. Wow, this selfie turned out great. I'll post it, not for everyone, but only people on my private story. That will be wonderful. That way only a select few people will be able to see it, and then multiple people will be able to talk crap about me behind my back and tell other people who are not on my public story. That way there are rumors flying about me. Don't you guys think that'll be a good idea?
Blocked and reported.
Okay, I have a lot of qualms. I have a lot of issues. I have a lot of things to say, but I do look really good right now. Hold on. Ooh, I look really good. Do I not? I do. Maybe I should make a private story. Guys, what about private stories? What about, people name them things. I would probably name mine something stupid, but how do you make a private story with everyone on it? I just have a lot of issues with private stories. And if you have a private story or you're somebody's private story that I personally watch, this is no shade to you in my real life. In fact, sometimes I feel a little flattered that I'm added, but I just have a lot of questions. I have a lot of concerns. I have a lot of criticisms. I have a lot of criticisms to talk to you guys about today. And I hope you're prepared because they're hot takes. So let's keep it moving and keep it flying along. But first, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think about how my skin looks with no foundation on it. Thank you. Okay, guys, private stories, I think they're interesting because especially now, where to begin? There's so much to say. There's so much to say because there's celebrities that have private stories, right? And then there's the normies that have private stories. So I guess we'll start with the normies because I myself, Jessie Vesper,
Hey, fatty.
I am in fact a normie. You guys probably don't believe me. You probably don't see it because you're blinded by how iconic I am. And I understand this. I see this. I understand this. I understand this to be true. But for me, in my life, this is normal. Being this iconic, this beautiful, this epic, this effortless is normal, and it's very normie behavior. So, you fall into a rut, you fall into a routine, you fall into your normal. And the way I post, I either have things I put online or I have things I don't put online. Now, let's stop for a second because there used to be a time in my life where I posted things online, everything probably online. I was willing to share anything and everything and expose anyone and everyone. And that's okay if that's how you live your life. It's just not how I live my life anymore. And there are repercussions to those things. So I think at the time I was doing that, I really wasn't interested in a private story, even if they were, I don't even know if that was a thing back then. But also now it's a thing. It's a thing now. Obviously, people do it. I don't know that I want to do it or ever want to do it. So like the things I post for the mass public, for everyone. And I don't
TTFN.
understand censoring myself to the point or like posting something just private enough that only I don't know how many people are on a private story. I guess it depends the person. Let's say 30 people. I don't know that I want those 30 people only seeing a selfie or those 30 people only seeing a video from my birthday or whatever it may be, right? Because my understanding is there's a private story because some of the things you're saying may be cringe, some of the things you may be posting, like maybe they're intimate, right? Maybe they're intimate things that should not be seen by lots of people. But I think people, the normies, use and abuse this. And I imagine the celebrities do too, because celebrities, you have a group of 5 celebrities, right? They're just D-list celebrities, let's say. When there's 5 celebrities, they're kind of all normies to each other, right? So they're adding other celebrities and producers and things and people in the world on their private stories and probably some people from their personal lives as well. Now, I understand this to be a good way to maybe as a celebrity, for instance, sharing a picture of your child that you don't want millions of people to see, right? But then it's what if you have 40 people on there? There's probably at least 1 or 2 rats that are going to sell Kylie Jenner's baby photos to TMZ, right? I'm just pulling Kylie out of the hat there, but whoever it may be, obviously not everybody is as iconic as some, and not everybody is going to get their things sold or tipped off to a news organization because let's be real here, not everybody's as relevant as Jessie Vesper. So I just don't understand it though, right? I don't understand. So it's for me,
All or nothing.
all or nothing. How many times do I have to say this on the channel? All or nothing, people. All or nothing. Say it with me. All or nothing. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing great. I feel about this strongly because when I post something, I'm like, I think the world needs to see this. You know, one person might see it or 10 million people might see it. And either way, I'm okay with that. Usually. I might regret those words that I'm solidifying eternally here on the internet today. But to me, I'm like, if I'm posting to 30 people privately on my story, what is the point? Am I doing it to start a narrative about myself that isn't true? Am I doing it to correct the public narrative on myself to make a more serious narrative, a more real narrative? Or like, what is happening there? Like, am I just sharing something because it's like, I want you to see that I'm overeating, I'm undereating, depression eating, I don't know. There's all kinds, like, the possibilities are endless, really. So I just don't understand it. I know people who will post reviews. They'll post things that are iconic. And I have a friend that I tell to post these videos online for everyone to see because they're so funny and iconic. But like sometimes, you know, I understand when people don't want things for everyone in that sense. But then it's also like, I don't know. Be free, little birds. Be free. Be free, my children. You know what I'm saying? There's other people I've seen. I've been added to, I don't mean to brag. Mama doesn't mean to brag or nothing. But I have been added to lots of private stories. Lots. And some of them, I don't know why. There's like a lot of people that like from my old life, the past life, even from before I transitioned or like old coworkers and things, people that I haven't talked to in maybe 10 years. And I'm like, I'm on the internet. I'm on the Instagram. Some of these people I follow if I like them like on a private Instagram, my secret little, my Finsta, if you will, which I don't post on. So don't even think about it. Okay. Because if I want to post something, I want to post it on Jessie Vesper, right? But I do have my little Finsta of Jessie Vesper being secretive so I can like tattoos, okay? I want to look at tattoo art sometimes. Is that so wrong? Is it so wrong that I want to look at hairy daddies and tattoos? Is that so wrong? I don't think so. I don't think that's a sin. I don't think it's a crime. So the only crime I care about is little crimes. So I don't know. The private stories of it all. Like, I don't understand why if I haven't talked to you recently or we don't have like an amazing rapport, like, or maybe we don't have any rapport that if you can't remember how you met me and you can't remember, if I can't, maybe this is a better way to do it. If I can't remember how I met you, I probably shouldn't be on your private story. Usually, and I say that, and I do, usually I'm like arrogant for show, as you guys know, but I don't mean this in an arrogant way at all. I feel like I often make an impression when I meet people. And I know that might be shocking to you. People don't always make an impression on me. And sometimes I feel bad about that. Like, sometimes I feel bad that I don't remember you. But like, I can't help that some of these people are just forgettable. Is that bad? Is that mean? Ooh, is that mean to say? I think that's mean to say. I think that might be really mean to say. And I'm sorry you're forgettable, but that's not my fault because I am busy remembering to take care of myself. And I'm remembering to shake my titties in the back of the bus. And I'm remembering to be a great person. And I'm remembering, not remembering how to speak, but remembering to be hot. You know? So I don't know. Maybe if I haven't talked to you or you don't talk to me or you haven't wished me a happy birthday in maybe like 2 years, maybe don't add me to your private story, you know, because I'm probably not going to watch it. And this is more specifically on the Snapchat that I'm talking about. I hate Snapchat as a platform. And Snapchat, if you ever want to pay me, I might change my tune on that. But Snapchat is a scary place for a plethora of reasons. And that is a different video. But I have people on there on my Snappity chat that are from, you know, when I was a server, when I was in the trenches, you know, like people from my past life. And those are the people I'm talking about that I'm like, wow, why am I being added to these stories? Like, first of all, I don't watch stories typically. I will if I like you. If you're like my bestie or like somebody that I really like, or like I have friends. Guys, I have friends. Stop saying I don't have friends. Somebody left a comment the other day that told me to get friends in real life. And I was like, I have friends in real life. They just all hate me. And what I'm saying here is, guys, I watch my friends' stories. If I like you, I watch your story. But I try not to watch even their stories because it makes me feel bad about myself. And I know that might be arrogant to say as well. But like, it makes me feel bad about myself because I have FOMO. It's not that I'm not happy for them. It's not that I don't want them to be thriving and posting and doing their thing. But whenever I watch other people's content, or especially when it's like real life, right? Whenever people are posting their real lives rather than like trying to promote themselves in an influencer space, I feel as if I'm like, oh, I see Sydney and John, and they're so happy in love and they have their baby. And I love seeing that. But it makes me sad because I don't have a John, I don't have a Sydney, and I don't have a baby. You know what I mean? Or if I see you flexing all your wealth or all your good times that you're having on your private freaking story, maybe that makes me feel bad about myself. You know, maybe that makes me feel bad about myself. And I feel like sometimes that might be the goal of people posting on a private story, to make you feel some type of way about what you are doing and what you can't have and about who you are and whatever. And I don't know that the psychology is flushed out completely, that people are like, I'm going to do this with a malicious intent. But I feel like there's like this expectation in influencer world as well as real life to kind of promote your status in a way that is like borderline greedy and unethical. Does anybody else feel that way? Are you greedy and unethical? Are you? Have you really thought about it? Who are you when nobody's around? I just think that maybe we shouldn't be promoting the flexing behavior. And I know I am right in the middle of this, and I am the pot calling the kettle black. I just don't know that I should be the spokesperson for this, because I have flexed in the past, and I'm gonna flex on you right now because guess what? No. Mama's been going to the gym. Okay, this is day 9 as filming this, me going to the gym. Captain Falcon. 5 of these days I've gone twice. Okay, so that's pretty intense for me because I'm a fat fatty, but I just wanted to make that flexing joke real quick and tell you guys that the gym is my whole personality now. So expect gym videos at some point, because I probably want to talk about gym culture, because I think that would be really funny. Would you guys like to see that? Press number 7 in the comments if so. Maybe I'll start a private story where I just only post gym stuff. That actually could be funny. This is in the moment inspiration, guys. Like, maybe I should be posting my gym workout stuff on a private story. But then I'm like, who do I add? You know, do I just add select random ones of you guys on my Instagram? Do I add selective people? Maybe I make a private story of only people I hate me. See, this is where the psychology comes in, because who are these people adding, celebrities and non, to their private stories? Because if you're adding people, like, what if Bill doesn't want to see Jesse Vesper content, right? Maybe he follows Jesse Vesper because he thinks Jesse Vesper is hot, right? Maybe I'm like, ooh, Bill really likes looking at my pictures, but Bill finds me insufferable and annoying when I speak. So maybe Bill doesn't want to be added to my private story to see more of that. And maybe that is frustrating, right? But then I think there's these individuals that probably selectively pick people that are going to talk, going to say mean things, going to send it around, going to like screenshot, leak it, whatever, talk smack about it, post about it on their private story that I'm not on. It's just a whole thing. It's giving, do you guys remember that app? I think it was called Yik Yak. Do you guys remember that? Where you like talk crap anonymously? I don't think it's on the App Store anymore, but there are other tea apps like that. I've recently found out about apps that people do that. There's probably ones for women too, but I don't even know the names of it. But like, they will talk crap about men from dating apps and how the dating experience was and stuff. And they will like expose and kind of like borderline dox people on there. I think that's a little scary and kind of crazy and wild. Especially because there's like, I'm not trying to cover for men, because you guys know how I feel about the patriarchy and misogyny, but I do think that some men get a bad rep. And I think, well, if this app exists for women in some capacity, which I'm sure it does, I'm sure it's horrible on there, and I shouldn't be like justifying anything for men. So let me just say that here. But I do think that it is a little unethical to be borderline doxing people online like that, you know? Maybe. Also, guys, I moved the setup a little bit, so I keep hitting the mic more than normal. So please forgive me. It's a work in progress. Maybe I'll add that on my private story too. Should I make a private story and like, can I make it? Can I make a private story and just like add everybody on it? And then it's like, it's a different story, but it has one of those names, because I love on Snapchat. Whenever, I do love this about private stories. This is the one thing I do love about a private story, is the fact that like you can name it something. It'll be like Boss Pizza Planet People or it'll be like have funny names. That wasn't funny, but like imagine it was. Okay, imagine the group chat, not the group chat. Ew, not the group chat. Imagine the private story has a cool name, right? So like maybe it's like you and your 3 friends. Like I could see that being fun because it's less invasive than a group chat because you can view it at your disposal and your earliest convenience versus being bombarded with a billion messages. So I could probably get behind a private story if I knew it was like me and the girls. You know, it was like just me and my three dolls that I currently don't have. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know. I guess this is a plea for help. Help! This is a plea for help, okay? Because I need to know what you guys think. I need to get a more firm opinion on this. I think I've kind of formed one just by talking through it here with you now. I don't think I'm interested personally, but I would like to know what you guys, the public, think of it. And like, what is the appeal? Because I really do think this is my lock-in final perspective. This is like the view, right? Okay, lock in. This is the view. So I think that people use it as a means to either make people jealous, to promote bad behaviors or hide bad behaviors. Perhaps they're doing, just bad. We'll just say bad behaviors, things that probably shouldn't be posted to the masses, right? Or a multitude. I would like to know the average, people's average of friends on Snapchat. That would be interesting. But let's say you have 100 friends. Probably your, private story has like 30 or less, I would imagine, right? So maybe the 30 are like more trustworthy than the 100, So I could see people just doing it for a little bit more privacy, but to me, it's like if you're doing something in private, shouldn't it just be private and not maybe expelled to the masses? That's just me. Because and maybe there's a lot of things I put online that shouldn't have been broadcasted to all of you. And for that, I'll say you're welcome because I am a reality star and you are living in a state of delusion as you watch this. So I really am the bigger person here, not just because I am larger than you, but because I'm sharing. And that is grand. Okay, I think I don't like private stories. I think that's what I'm saying here. And I think that I won't be watching them, except for like 2 or 3 people, because they are kind of cool, I guess. But they're not really. No, they're not. Are they? I don't know. You guys let me know. Okay, let me know. Let me know what you think. Okay, I'm going to go now. Bye.